Good afternoon. My name is Gregory Orleski, and I'm running for mayor of Beaconsfield. Firstly, thank you very much to the Suburban for doing this video. Much appreciated. So I will say from the get-go, I'm going to be reading three questions that Suburban's asked me to respond to. I'll read those questions so my eyes may dart, and then I'll give you an answer, and I may just make a few general comments towards the very end. So the first question that they have asked me is, your predecessor, George Burrell, began a lawsuit against the city of Montreal regarding overcharged taxes, a case that has now grown to $20 million claim. If elected, what is your strategy for moving forward with it? I'm also going to read, because there's something that was published in response to statements that were made publicly. So I want to first be very clear. This lawsuit is not about rushing to settle or offering discounts. It's about using my 25 years plus of litigation experience, including cases involving governments here and abroad, to strategically advance Beaconsfield's interests. Unlike others, I spent decades negotiating and litigating very large, complex disputes to successful outcomes. I understand how to move cases forward, how to encourage constructively with opposing parties, and how to reset the terms of engagement when they're not serving our community. This lawsuit is not a political strategy publicity. It's a serious matter and real financial implications for Beaconsfield taxpayers. Treating it as something we simply wait on, in my view, is not leadership, it's passivity. So I won't be disclosing our legal strategy publicly, just as a coach would not hand over the playbook in a game to the opposing team. But I assure residents, I know what I'm doing, and I will pursue the best possible outcomes for Beaconsfield, fairly, firmly, and with the experience to back it up. The second question I've been asked to address is, what is your vision for urban planning in Beaconsfield? I'm going to say my vision, the reason I'm running for mayor, I've come to the city because I love its natural beauty, I love its strong sense of community, and I love its quality of life, and I'll never compromise on that. So when I'm talking about urban planning, even we're going to get to the next question that'll talk about the Beaurepaire Village and a few other properties I want to raise. I'm talking about maintaining, protecting these unique qualities of Beaconsfield while strengthening our city through smart growth and modern infrastructure. So what I'm going to tell you my vision, I want to protect that uniqueness of Beaconsfield. So my first few days, if I am elected, will be sitting with the urban planning people. We'll be sitting with the urban planning committee to watch what are we doing to protect that unique quality of Beaconsfield. And I'm hoping what I will learn is we're doing everything to maintain our uniqueness that makes this city so special. The third question, which is a little bit, I think, related to urban planning, is about the Beaurepaire Village. So what I'd like to say is, and very quickly, it's not just the Beaurepaire Village that I'm happy that my opponents agree with me that we have to do something. What I would say is we have two other properties that are, for me, something that has to be worked on. We have the Elm Plaza, which is across from Beaconsfield High School on the north side of the 20, that has been there during my 20-some years at Beaconsfield. Just this huge property with potential that we have not been able to develop. We also have, for those of you that will remember, we had a beautiful tennis club, racquetball sports facility, close to the train station, close to the Sutton Place behind, that was started and that has been stalled for several years. I'm not going to go into the details for either of those why. My point is, those three properties, my vision and how I'm going to do that. We have to start to attract businesses, small businesses that, again, fit within that unique country spirit of Beaconsfield, that residents want, that residents will flock to visit their friends and maintain those businesses. And then we can talk about a couple floors of housing, affordable housing for seniors and for youth. How do I intend to do that? because of my background, which has been very diverse, including working with marketing and salesperson, anyone that's in sales or marketing knows you look at your customer and you see what is it your customer wants. What will bring Beaconsfielders to those events? That's my starting point. Once we have that, we don't own those properties. So that means we have to talk to the owners. We have to talk to the landlords. And we have to help them understand why this is a good thing this is advocacy. This is about bringing people together to work towards a common vision with a plan. And then once you have the plan, then it's bringing what you need to actually start to build those interesting comments. And how do you keep them here, including, and I see one of my opponents did mention, I wouldn't have said it so bluntly, but to help the city, or help the businesses where they're focused on their businesses, they're not focused on permits. And always and continually going to Beaconsfield. So those are the answers to my 3 questions. I'd like to say just one last comment. I strongly believe Beaconsfield needs a leader that is going to listen. And to date, I have spoken to over 2,000 residents, and I have listened and I hear you. And I'm hearing common themes: urban planning, Bow Repair Village, Elm, etc. So it's a leader that will listen, that will bring people together, not divide people, and will get things done. And I think it depends on trust. And where does that trust start with? It starts with communication. Me listening and allowing you opportunities to contact your city hall and communicate. So I'm going to stop there. It's a lot of information. What I will tell you, if you'd like more information, you can visit my website. My podcast is there from the Brody Group, a lot of information. And if you have questions, you can text me, you can email me, and I will be 24 hours. I will get back to you. Thank you for listening, and thank you to the Suburban for giving me this opportunity.